This is why I love the Ricoh GR3. It's small, inconspicuous, and almost silent when taking a photo, which makes it easier to capture this kind of scene without breaking the moment. The snap focus also lets you be quick and prevent you from missing a chance because you did not have time to adjust your focus. But at the same time, this different example shows why I don't like the GR3 in certain situations. It was very bright out there, and without a viewfinder, I composed this shot leaving only a tiny space between the taxi stop sign and the window in the background. It seems like a minor detail, but it would have improved this composition if the taxi stop sign was right at the center between the two windows. Okay, so that was me being probably too picky about little details, but anyway, welcome to another day of street photography, this time with my Ricoh GR3 that I left on the shelf untouched for almost 6 months. It was refreshing to give it a spin after such a long time, and I know that you might have decided to subscribe to my channel a while ago for my work with the GR3, so I hope you will like this one. Right after I stepped off the tram, I saw a spot that had a bit of potential with some nice light coming from the side, a nice corner for a first few shots to warm up and get into this session. I liked how the shadow from the upper structure carved through the frame, guiding the eye right to the woman walking to the light. Her black outfit stands out against the soft grey buildings, and I found interesting how disproportionately big the bag she was carrying was. I'm just not a big fan of how the light spills in the foreground, creating this weird light pocket between the turf pot and the shadow. So it's spring, all the natural colors from the trees and the flowers are coming back, so I headed to the riverside where I could capture some of them, trying sometimes to include people in my frames to give a human touch and show how a person fits in this spring landscape. There was nothing too crazy here, mainly photos where I shot people from the back, which is fine to give the photos the mood I wanted. Being able to identify the subjects would not have added anything, I thought, and once I got off this nice riverside, I went straight into an old neighborhood of Hiroshima, full of narrow alleyways and old shops with a certain charm and character. Knowing my city and how the light moves throughout the day, I purposely took a tram to start my photo walk from a specific spot, going towards home while facing the light most of the time. I love having the light in front of me or coming from the side to give my photos more depth and pop. I found this little street with the aging facades and red signage contrasting nicely with the fresh spring greenery in the back. As I was waiting for someone to fill my frame, also the lady living probably there popped out, making this scene a little bit more fun and playful. All the ingredients are here to make a nice photograph, good light coming from the back, slightly angled, colorful details across the frame, and people to add a bit of life. After that, I decided to focus only on the red lantern from this restaurant, and here I used the crop mode included in the GR3. I pushed it to 50mm equivalent, which results in a small 7MP image, but as you can see, it is still totally usable. You still have plenty of details and micro contrast, which I wanted to show with this photo, the nice colors with the reflection on the plastic cover and the water droplets from the condensation. The next one made me smile. I saw this man doing some manual work, and as I approached from the side of the electric pole, I noticed how funny it could be to take a shot where we see a bit of the thing he's working on, part of his upper body and his legs, while covering his head and face with the electric pole. It leaves a sense of mystery to this image and hopefully raises question for the viewer. I like also how it is centered with the electric pole dividing the frame right in the middle. Then I moved around and took the shot I first showed in this video. Like I said, the stealthy aspect of the GR3 makes me more comfortable to get closer and try this kind of shot. Even if I get caught, I also feel like people would not feel as offended as if you were taking a photo of them with a much larger camera setup. I stopped to take the next photo when I noticed how two very different buildings are stitched together by a blanket of climbing ivy. On the left you have a cleaner, more modern structure, while on the right the building looks much older. But the plants don't care about that. They grow freely over both, softening the harsh lines and tying the whole scene together. I also shot this one more from the shadow side, trying to display both the bright and darker side of the building to create depth in the final image. The lighting is pretty flat on that one, but it's another odd and funny picture, echoing the one I got earlier with the man walking on his panko breadcrumbs. Because of the timing and composition, the subject's head is hidden by the awning, leaving just a pair of pants and red shoes on a step ladder. Maybe I'm onto something building a photo series of headless people, I mean, not literally, just figuratively. After that, I kept snapping around, trying to find angles to best show my subject while making use of the awesome light pouring in the streets that day. As I walked around the street, still facing the light, I found this spot that has a great sense of depth and layering. I was waiting to get the subject more in the foreground. You have the buildings in the midground and this skyscraper that looks like a haunted mansion piercing through the background. I got lucky that the woman I captured in this frame was wearing a white jacket to make her pop against the backdrop. If she had been wearing a dark outfit, she would have been lost in the frame, making it a bit pointless to have someone in the photo. What made me press the shutter here is how minimal this scene looks, and I found it funny that the most simple looking frame I got that day probably was of a building getting demolished. This part of the city has a lot of charm, as I said, but it's very colorful, chaotic and messy. But this photo is very different from that. It's graphic and I like how there is not a lot of context in that one. There are no other shops around, you don't see the sky, so you could believe that this is just a part of something much bigger. I wanted to show this example to raise the question whether it is necessary to have someone in your street photos. I think not, because this scene is already so rich in colors and texture, the light was wrapping everything beautifully, and having someone in the frame just adds a distraction, I believe. So as I show all sorts of photos I took, you can probably notice how thinking about the light is almost more important than the location. It's also a very good way to organize your photo walk in your city, where you feel like you have already seen everything and that nothing is really interesting to you anymore. Making the light the determining factor of where you start and the direction you go can really make your photo sessions more fun and more fruitful, with better photos at the end. Approaching the end of the session, I noticed how the light was casting a shadow of this messy electric pole and power lines against the building on the right side. It kind of completes the part of the tree in the center that we cannot see, and it's almost a visual representation of our modern world where, hopefully, also in cities, nature and man-made objects can coexist. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Rule of 3 here. And here is the last shot of the day. It is probably my favorite, and I have been really lucky recently. I am pushing through and always get a very nice shot to conclude my sessions. The colors are very nice and the shape of this tree is just perfect. The late afternoon sun filtering through the tree branches create a beautiful glow with some soft golden highlights on the leaves. There's something really calm and pleasing about this composition. It's simple. I place the trunk of the tree on the right third and it just works. So we've come to the end. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon in the next video. Bye.